Healing the Never Enough Wound. Welcome back. I'm Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and this is the Inner Child series. Let's talk about one of the deepest wounds people carry, the one that drives perfectionism, burnout, emotional detachment, and chronic overachievement. It's the wound that whispers, "You're not enough." And no matter how much you accomplish, earn, fix, prove, or control, the voice doesn't go away. That's because the wound was never about what you were doing. It was about how you were seen. This is the wound of conditional worth. The never enough wound. The one that formed when love was measured by performance, when safety was tied to obedience, when affection came after achievement, and when your worthiness was something you had to earn instead of something you were born with. If you were the good kid, the one who never caused trouble, got good grades, helped around the house, made your parents proud, you were probably carrying this wound. If you were the star student, the overachiever, the responsible sibling, or the one who grew up too fast, it's not a coincidence. You learned that your needs didn't matter as much as your performance. You learned to earn love instead of receiving it unconditionally. You became useful, productive, impressive. But under all of it, you became invisible to yourself. And that's the heartbreak of this wound. You can be loved by everyone else and still feel hollow. Because no matter how much they love you, if you don't believe you're enough without the achievement, their love doesn't land. It bounces off the armor you built to survive. Let's name this clearly. This is not a mindset issue. It's a nervous system survival adaptation. When love is conditional in childhood, your brain wires itself for performance-based safety. That means your body doesn't feel relaxed unless you're doing something. You literally don't feel safe unless you're proving your worth. So you become a chronic overfunctioner. You don't know how to rest. You don't know how to stop. You think productivity equals peace, but it never delivers. You might have awards, accolades, degrees, businesses, followers, and money, but it still doesn't feel like enough. Why? Because no amount of external achievement can fill the space of internal abandonment. You've spent your life chasing validation to avoid the original wound the moment you first believed that being you wasn't enough. Let's go back for a second. Think about your earliest memories of being praised. What were you doing? Were you being quiet, helpful, obedient, successful? Did praise come when you overachieved or just when you existed? And what happened when you failed? Were you criticized, ignored, shamed? These patterns teach your inner child one powerful rule. If I'm not performing, I'm not valuable. That belief becomes your blueprint for adulthood. So let's talk about what that looks like as an adult. You overcommit and overdeliver in relationships even when you're exhausted. You feel guilt when resting or taking time for yourself. You panic when you don't have a project, plan, or goal in motion. You feel like you're never doing enough even when you're doing more than anyone around you. You dismiss compliments or success because deep down, it still doesn't feel real. Sound familiar? This is the never enough wound in action. It doesn't just affect your work, it hijacks your whole life. It turns your romantic relationships into performance arenas. It makes friendship feel transactional. It warps self-care into productivity disguised as rest. And it leaves your inner child in a constant state of fear that if she ever stops, everything will fall apart. Let's be very clear. This wound is not your fault. It came from the environments where emotional presence was absent, where parents, teachers, or authority figures loved you for your doing, not your being, where survival meant staying useful, quiet, or impressive. You were not wrong for needing unconditional love. You were just raised in a system that couldn't provide it. But now, you're the one holding the keys. You get to rewrite the contract. You get to break the loop. Because this cycle doesn't stop when you reach your next goal. It only stops when you remember this one truth. You weren't loved for what you did. You're loved because you are. Let's walk through what healing looks like. Step 1. Recognize the lie. The lie is that if you do enough, you'll finally feel enough. That if you just hit the next milestone, your body will relax and your heart will exhale. But enough is not a destination, it's a decision. You must decide that your existence is already whole. That you are not a task to be completed. That your soul doesn't need to be proven, it needs to be protected. Step 2. Pause the performance. This is terrifying for high-functioning survivors. But if you never stop moving, you'll never hear the child inside you screaming for rest. You have to pause long enough to let the wound rise. Let the silence show you what you've been running from. It might feel like panic, like emptiness, like grief. That's okay. That's the detox. You're not breaking down, you're breaking free. Step 3. Reparent with presence. This is where you start meeting the unmet need. You begin speaking to yourself with unconditional love. Try phrases like, even if I did nothing today, I'm still worthy of rest. I am lovable even when I'm not impressive. I don't have to earn rest. I don't have to earn love. I already am enough. There is nothing to prove. There is only something to feel. Repeat them when the guilt rises. Repeat them when your calendar is full and your heart is empty. Repeat them until they don't feel like lies anymore. Step 4. Redefine your metrics. Stop measuring your life by how much you produce. Start measuring it by how much you feel. Did you breathe today? Did you experience beauty? Did you say no when you wanted to? Did you laugh without an agenda? That's healing. That's progress. That's growth. Step 5. Integrate joy. High achievers often don't know how to play. They think it's a waste of time. But joy is the medicine for performance wounds. It teaches your body that you can feel safe without earning it. It reconnects you to your inner child. It allows pleasure to exist without productivity. That's how you build a new pattern. Not just intellectually, but somatically. And step 6. Reclaim rest. True rest is an act of rebellion in a system built on burnout. But when you reclaim it, you tell your inner child, we're safe now. We don't have to hustle for love anymore. You stop treating your worth like a moving target. You stop negotiating your value. You land. You anchor. You come home. Let me give you an example. I once coached a woman who was a 7-figure entrepreneur, a published author, a public speaker, and a mother of 3. By all metrics, she was killing it. But behind the scenes, she was exhausted, numb. She couldn't remember the last time she had fun. Her relationships were transactional. Her body was shutting down. She was doing all the right things and dying inside. When we peeled back the layers, it all traced back to one belief. If I stop performing, they'll stop loving me. It was her father's voice, her mother's conditional affection, the school system, the corporate ladder, the endless chasing. We spent months working on reparenting, on feeling instead of fixing, on rest as ritual, on remembering who she was before she became a brand. And slowly, she started coming back online. Her creativity returned. Her softness returned. Her aliveness returned. And not because she hit another goal, because she finally let herself be. That's the shift. You don't lose your drive. You don't lose your ambition. You just stop outsourcing your worth to it. You stop tying your identity to what you can do. You start rooting it in who you already are. So if you're listening to this and it's hitting a nerve, let it. Let the tears come. Let the resistance speak. Let the part of you that's tired of performing rise to the surface. She doesn't want to be fixed. She wants to be felt. She wants to hear this. You don't have to earn it anymore. You don't have to prove it anymore. You're enough because you're you. Not because of what you do. Not because of who approves. But because you exist. And that's more than enough. Welcome back. I'm Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and this is the Manifestation series, where we don't just talk about manifesting, we master it. Because let's be honest, manifestation has been watered down, reduced to vague quotes, mood boards, and empty promises. But you didn't come here to wish. You came here to build a reality that hits different. A reality that responds to your frequency, your language, your alignment, and your decision to stop playing small. This series is not fluff. It's physics, frequency, and fierce creative power. Inside the Manifestation series, you're going to learn how to collapse timelines, shift identities, and speak worlds into existence, just like the greatest minds in history. This isn't just about being positive. This is about being powerful. Here's what you unlock inside. Vision to Reality, the Vision Board course. You've heard about vision boards, but you've never done them like this. This is a full energetic ritual, a precision-coded map for your subconscious, designed to bridge image, frequency, and strategy. It's not arts and crafts. It's blueprinting your future in visual form and turning it into matter. Time, quantum timelines, and why time isn't real. Manifestation doesn't take time. It takes alignment. In this module, I'll show you how time is just a mirror of energy and how to collapse timelines using choice, clarity, and vibration. Past, present, future, they're happening now. And when you know how to navigate time quantum style, you stop waiting and start receiving. Quantum jumping, instantly up level. Your next level life isn't years away. It's one decision away. In this training, you'll learn how to quantum jump, how to shift into a version of you that already has what you desire. This isn't fantasy. It's how high-performance creators, athletes, and spiritual masters leap beyond limits. Jump now. Land in power. Every word. The power of affirmations and spoken language. Words build worlds. In this course, I show you how to use affirmations like spell work, not just repeating empty mantras, but speaking with vibration, intention, and spiritual force. If you've ever felt like affirmations don't work, this will change everything. You'll learn to command your field, not just request from it. The greats, learning from the most exceptional minds in history. We're not the first to master this. In this legendary module, we decode the techniques, habits, and quantum genius of the world's most powerful manifestors, from ancient sages to modern icons. You'll learn how to think like the greats, move like the greats, and manifest like the greats. This isn't another feel-good series. This is a spiritual weapon, disguised as a manifestation course. It's made for leaders, cycle breakers, visionaries, and soul builders. You don't need another wish list. You need a system that teaches you how to bend reality. This is that system. So if you're ready to stop playing with potential and start creating results, welcome to your next level. The Manifestation series is open now. You know what to do. Let's build what they said was impossible and make it inevitable.